Today is day 2, and today we are going to discuss about the SD-WAN architecture and different type of components that we have in SD-WAN. I know that previous class was little bit difficult for Amit because he is very new to all these networking and SD-WAN. But except Amit, I think everyone understood whatever we have discussed in previous class. Apart from that, I have given few tasks as well. I'm going to ask you a few questions related to whatever task or assignment was given to you. Today also I'm going to give you some assignment. Today I'm going to give you one assignment related to how you can create your home lab. Okay. Slowly, whatever small assignments you'll get, you'll find that by the end of training, you have 40 to 45 assignments. Okay. And apart from that, not only these assignments, but parallelly what we are doing here, that we are preparing for our interviews as well. So I'm going to give you a few questions related to interview. And in that regard, today's session is very important. Today we are going to discuss at least 4 to 5 very frequently asked question in interview. Okay, if you go for SD-WAN interview, they will ask you these 4 to 5 questions. That's for sure. Okay. All right. So let's start. And if I have my day 1, where we left, let's see. So we were discussing about what is SD-WAN, fabric, etc. What is SD, those basic things we have discussed earlier. Now, today, before starting the SD-WAN architecture and various type of components that we have in SD-WAN, we have few more 3-4 slides, just comparison slide that what Cisco SD-WAN is offering and what other SD-WANs are there in the market, what are their agenda and all. Most of the SD-WAN solution, they are good. At least top 5 SD-WAN solution, you can tell directly that they are really good. And customer nowadays, they are using multiple SD-WAN as well in their infrastructure. It's funny as well, you know. Initially, it was like monopoly of any vendor like Cisco or Juniper or maybe HP. So one customer, they are using Cisco, they are not using Juniper. Other customer, they are using Juniper, they are not using Cisco, etc. But nowadays, because this SD-WAN solution, again, they are very much pay and use type of services. So nowadays, you know what customers are thinking or businesses they are thinking. Okay, for first 2 year, I will use Viptela. If it will suit to my organization, good. Otherwise, I will throw it out and then I will use VMware SD-WAN or Versa SD-WAN or Juniper SD-WAN, etc. That's the mindset. Initially, it was not there. Initially, like for last 10, 15, 20 years, they are using routers, switches, you know, firewalls. But things has been changed because now customers, they have option. Okay. Here you can see some of the SD-WAN vendors. So VMware, they acquire VeloCloud. So you have VMware, VeloCloud, SD-WAN, Viptela, Versa, Silver Peak. Again, I think HP has acquired Silver Peak, SD-WAN, Citrix, Riverbed, even some firewall companies, maybe FortiGate, they also have their own SD-WAN. At least you can see that these 3-4 SD-WAN, so VMware, Cisco, Versa, Silver Peak, they are trending. Most of the organization, you will find that they are using SD-WAN solution out of these 3 or 4. Okay. Now, all these vendors, they are offering their own flavor of SD-WAN solution, but still they are different. Okay. And I want Sanjay to tell us that how VMware VeloCloud, Cisco Viptela, and Silver Peak, what are the differences in between them? Some high points.
Yeah, sure. So as I know that VeloCloud is the totally cloud-based technology, SD-WAN, and Biptela is the security-based, and Silverpeak is the application-based. That is the major difference in these three vendors.
Yeah, you nailed it. It's 100% accurate statement that he has given. You can see here as well, it is written that VeloCloud is cloud delivered SD-WAN. It's pure cloud based SD-WAN solution. And Silverpeak, actually Silverpeak is a company, they are dealing with applications, load balancer and all. Most of the companies, they are using Silverpeak algorithm for load balancing. Either it's Cisco or Dell or etc. Means behind the scene, they are using Silverpeak application load balancing algorithm programming, etc. So that's why when Silverpeak came into the market, they are one of the best SD-WAN solution. They are providing best SD-WAN solution with respect to application. Whatever applications are there, they can match in their algorithm. So this is application based SD-WAN solution. Cisco is like mix of things. Mostly it is security based SD-WAN solution, or mostly it is suitable for enterprise SD-WAN solution. Um, Again, there are so many things in Cisco VPTEL. I will see that in the upcoming slide. I have one more slide. Let me go to the next slide. Here you can see that you have Cisco SD-WAN solution here, and then you have VMware, and then you have Silverpeak. Now, as Sanjay told that if you see the Silver Peak, somewhere you'll find the application, how many applications they are managing. I think this is actually Cisco slide, so you will not find that application visibility feature. But yeah, Silver Peak is the best in the application visibility. VMware is good with cloud delivered SD-WAN model, and you can see that Cisco SD-WAN, they are good with IPS, firewall, is security. Then they are good with routing as well, because Cisco is good with routing because they have started creating routers. Control management plane, other planes you'll find in all the SD-WAN solution. Okay, let's move a little bit more further. And this particular slide is important for your interview purpose. Cisco overall fabric design. What Cisco vision is this, that for data center, they want to use ACI. For WAN, they want to use SD-WAN. And for LAN, they want to use DNA-SDA, software defined access. Uh, as you know that all three technologies are different, like data center technology is different, WAN technology is different, LAN technology is different. Even the protocols that you have in LAN, you'll find STP and other LAN related protocols. In SD-WAN, mostly you find BGP, OSPF routing protocols, MPLS, circuits, etc. And in data center, again, you'll find some fabric related protocols like VXLAN. You'll find ISIS in ACI, some other protocols, right? Now, the concept here is this, that if you are integrating all three in one SD solution, they will form some sort of multi-domain architecture. So if all the routing table of LAN, WAN, and ACI will get merged somewhere, they will form architecture, and that architecture is termed as a multi-domain architecture. Few of the company at the moment, they have integrated all three in one at their own risk, but uh, that's a vision, So we know that two things, like something practically possible, something theoretical possible. This is one of the theoretical vision from Cisco. Practically, if you want to integrate all three, there are so many constraints. One of the biggest problem you have integrating all three in the enterprise level or in the big organizations is this, that LAN team handled by LAN. architects or pool of LAN engineers. Someone else is handling WAN. Someone else is handling data center. And all three, pool of engineers and architects, they don't have full picture of their network, you know. So I know this thing. LAN is fighting with WAN, WAN is fighting with data center, because lack of knowledge, lack of visibility they have. 10 year back, someone has done some configuration, someone has done some design architect. Now the new engineers who recently joined, they are managing the infra. Or maybe AT&T or any other service provider, they are managing the infrastructure. Now some other engineers, some other MSPs, they are managing the infra. So they do not have visibility and they don't want to share anything to anyone. That's why it's very difficult, first of all, to create everything in a multi-domain architecture. But few of the companies, they have done this. Behind the scene technology is deep, how the packet will flow. So if any packet will come from LAN, what type of encapsulations it has, then it will go to the WAN, then what type of encapsulation, decapsulation will happen, then it will go to ACI or data center, and then they can go and use any application. So there are so many encapsulation, decapsulation, different type of protocols. You know that if you have SD-WAN and the DNA handoff, means where they are meeting, some sort of OMP is running in between that. We'll see this thing later on about what is overlay management protocol, etc. But you have to make one router as a gateway router that will understand LAN and WAN, and then LAN to WAN encapsulation, decapsulation, and vice versa. Yeah. So behind the scene technology, the packet format is really, really challenging. It's really, really difficult, but that's the reason that Cisco has end-to-end visibility and multi-domain architecture, one common global routing table that can serve purpose for enterprise. You have any question on this?
Yeah, Ratnesh, I have one question here.
Mm-hmm.
So the DNA is also a part of the LAN fabric, like SDA fabrics, right?
SD is a part of DNA,
Okay, so what is the full form of the DNA?
Digital Network Architecture Center,
Digital
DNAC.
network.
Yeah, so
Okay.
DNAC. DNAC actually is a sales term, marketing
Mhm.
term. Underlying technology you have SDA.
Okay, software defined access.
Yep.
So if someone is talking about the DNA, then we can keep in our mind that they are talking about the SDA.
Uh, it's not 100% true because DNA is management and orchestration platform. So you can discover the devices inside DNA, and then you can manage those devices. Like you can do ZTP, plug and play, and so many different stuff.
Okay,
But
okay, okay,
SDA is something that you are making the fabric. So you can think that this is non-fabric and this is
okay.
fabric.
So
Yeah.
this is the management plan, right? DNA.
Yeah, the DNA is management plane. And
Okay,
with
okay,
DNA, we can deploy SDA. But it's up to us that we want to deploy SDA or not.
okay. Yes, it is just like a SD-WAN V smart controller, like that. It is the DNA for the SDA.
100% right.
Okay, got it.
Great.
I have one question. Previous slide that VeloCloud you are saying, right? So it's a cloud-based solution means like all the components are in cloud or how it is? VeloCloud?
A cloud-based solution means that the vision is cloud-based. So what is happening that you are assuming that your destination, and it is happening in the enterprise, that what you are doing, that your servers you are um, spinning over Google Cloud or AWS or Azure. So inside your infrastructure, you have maybe 10 or 20% hardware. 90% hardware means 90% servers you have over the cloud. Now, in that case, if a user, so suppose I am a user in a LAN side, then my traffic will go to the WAN. Now, WAN devices, they can work as a gateway. and they have to search who is my nearest gateway for such application, right? So what VeloCloud has done, that they have created their nearby gateway. You can think as a anycast gateway near to the applications. Okay,
Can you
what I'm
please elaborate like
yeah,
creating a one diagram, because as I know that there is a three component in the Velo Cloud, and there is the VS devices, that is the Velo Cloud devices that is installed at the customer premises, and there is the Velo Cloud gateway that is somewhere in the service provider end,
yeah,
and from that Velo Cloud gateway it is reaching to the clouds for access the any kind of application. Am I right?
yeah. So what I'm telling, let you will understand it easily. Let me
Yeah.
draw here. See, this is for VeloCloud. What is their strategy? So suppose I have a user in a LAN, and then these user will go and connect somewhere in my local gateway. This is my on-prem SD-WAN router. This is my gateway. From this point onwards, I can go and access the application. Those applications are hosted over cloud. So maybe AWS cloud, maybe Google cloud, anywhere. Now, what a VeloCloud is doing is this, that they have some sort of partnership with the cloud vendors like AWS, GCP, or Azure. So this particular on-prem gateway that we have, when the client, they are requesting for certain application, and that application may be hosted over, for example, AWS. So the traffic will come here. Now this gateway will go and contact the other gateway that you have near to these cloud providers.
So
Okay.
how this Velo Cloud gateway is understand? Suppose that if any traffic is pushing by the customer end, suppose that they want to access the 365 application, and it is come to the this Velo Cloud gateway, that is a VCG. And from VCG, how it is take the decision to reach to the AWS or GCP, means how they know that that is my nearest server, or means
Yeah.
this application is
So
hosted in which gateway, which cloud.
the answer is one liner. Anycast gateway, that's the technology we have. You know what Anycast gateway is doing? If you create Anycast gateway, and here the technology is, overflowing from one place to other place. The architecture is called clause architecture, where you have the leaf and a spine architecture. What's the idea in between that? Sorry, leaf, all the leaves. So suppose I have two spine, then leaves are connected like this. Now these spine, they have same IP 111 111. Now these leaves, whenever they have to go and take some resources, they can go here and they can go here. It's up to this particular spine that will provide the nearest gateway. Now I'll come little bit deep in this, you will understand. This AWS and GCP, they are divided in regions and zones. Okay, inside this also you have some sort of networking, some sort of load balancing is happening. So suppose if I am requesting here, it is requesting here, then it can send one sort of traffic in AWS one zone, other sort of traffic in AWS other zone within same region. Some sort of load balancing is happening here as well. Obviously, your VeloCloud service provider will do some sort of configuration here in the um, last mile, you can say the last mile VeloCloud gateway. Here you don't need to do anything. All the intelligence will lie here with respect to application.
So gateway will take the decision where I have to destine the traffic, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. You have to understand this very, very carefully. For gateway, you are doing only one configuration, 1111. But whatever destination you have, they have same IP. You know.
Yeah, destination. Yeah, I understand. Means suppose that if any traffic is pushing by the customer land side and it
Yeah.
has the some destination IP, so definitely first it will go to the VeloCloud gateway, and from the VeloCloud gateway, it will take a decision where I have to destine the traffic, right?
Yeah,
Means
yeah.
it will go to
So,
the AWS or GCP.
so from here I can direct my traffic to here, but from here it can go to anywhere.
Okay.
I have one question here. I understood the any cost because I'm familiar a little bit. So
Mhm.
this SD-WAN device, whatever you are telling, it's a equivalent to the Cisco VH, huh? This VeloCloud VH you can
Yeah,
say.
yeah, VCG, yeah.
And and the V Smart part here, who is playing, or it's a different concept here.
I will come to that.
Here is the
I,
VCO, VeloCloud Orchestrator.
Okay.
I'll come to that later. Okay. At the moment,
Okay.
we are discussing some other thing. Let's go back where we are. Um, yeah, here. Okay. So, but this is really good argument, good discussion, and by default, we discuss few of interview questions. So they may ask you about DNA, they may ask you about SD-WAN, and they may ask you about ACI, because all these are SDN solution. They may ask you that, what are the difference between ACI SDN, SD-WAN SDN, and DNA SDN? What is difference between VeloCloud and Viptela? Yeah? So you should know a little bit about those SD-WAN as well. Even you have work or not, it's different thing for interviews, at least in India. Okay, so before moving further, if you have any question, please feel free to ask, because we are going to discuss about SD-WAN architecture and their components. Again, this is not in deep. In upcoming classes, we are going to learn more and more in the deep. Okay, it's just like overview. Let's start. So first of all, we'll go and check the architecture. And before coming to architecture, you can see that you have some controllers. You can see here in the screen, you have VSmart, that's your brain. That's the intelligence you have. You have VManage, that is actually the management plane. Uh, Management plane means you can do the configuration, you can do all sort of policy making, but obviously you have to push somewhere. I'll show you that what is the hierarchy and all. You can create everything from vManage. You can push to VSmart. VSmart will push to vEdges. That's the overall hierarchy we have. Now coming back to VeloCloud, because Sanjay has told us about VCO, right? Was the orchestrator? VeloCloud orchestrator, VCO, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So in VeloCloud, you will find that you have only one orchestrator. Here, orchestrator, at the moment you think as a controller. You have one controller, but here you can see you have three different controller. You have VSmart, you have VBond, you have VManage. But here you will see only one controller. Means it's like collapse controller. Sanjay, we have only one
Yeah, this
controller,
is
right?
this is the only one controller, and it is works like as a control plane as well as the management plane. Both
Yeah.
is in the same.
So it's actually, if I tell you this thing, actually this is orchestrator. If you're
Correct.
telling orchestrator, that means orchestrator means it can do everything. Here, VBond is the orchestrator, you can see, but VBond is not doing
Everything.
is not doing any, means everything. Yeah, you can say everything or
Yeah.
anything. It is doing something, but it's not doing
Later,
everything.
yeah, later there is no use.
Yeah. So then VManage, VSmart, VBond, because when I was taking some classes, some live classes somewhere in some company, so they asked me this question: why in Cisco Viptela SD-WAN we have such type of complexity? Do we need three different controllers? You know, what do you think about this? Do we really need three different controllers?
Yeah, I think no. Yeah, but maybe there is some architecture in the Cisco Biptela, and they're making like that.
Even in Silver Peak also, what's your orchestrator name? Silver Peak? Some one, Silver Peak one something. There also you'll find only one controller. You don't have three different controllers. All right. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
Sam, you're telling something. Yeah.
Yes, this thing, one of the project I was involved in with POC,
Okay.
the customer asked why three controllers and with Silver Peak only one. What are the advantages? And one of the advantages that came up was that with Cisco being having these three controllers, VBound, vSmart, VManage, the orchestrator and the controller is not in one. So in case it fails, so in terms of security and resiliency, these are different three controllers. Even if VBound fail, we still have vSmart and VManage. But if they're all in one and that one fails, so that was some of the things we discussed.
Thank you, Sam. But in that case also, if I have orchestrator and I can have 1 to 10 orchestrator in a pool. So if anyone will go fail, still we have multiple other orchestrator can work, right?
Yes.
Okay. Right,
I
no
think in
problem.
Silver Peak it is the Unity orchestrator, right?
Unity still okay.
Yeah.
Unity one or something. Okay, yeah.
A-
Thank you.
and we also talk about how long it take for this if one VCO fails, how long it take for the other VCO to come up. And that
Mm,
was something that was little slower than Cisco.
okay.
So that was something that made them at the end they chose Cisco because of the time it takes for the other VCO to come up. When in Cisco it was much faster.
Yeah. So
But
because
I think,
mhm, yep.
but I think if you're putting in one server, right, if that server is not working properly, so all the three planes will be affected. So I think Cisco in that way it's segregated, right? What Samuel was trying to say in opposite way, some kind of Cisco solution is more flexible.
Yep.
Yes.
You're right. Okay. So one because we reached to this point, so I'll discuss one more thing here, that in terms of security, it is little bit secure than other orchestrator. Why? Because VBond is not only working as a means silent guy. Whoever registering in the fabric or whoever leaving the fabric, VBond has a record. So if someone will not get passed or someone will not get validated from VBond, they will never join the fabric. So one level of security you have VBond, then again the same things, same enrollment process VSmart is doing with the devices. And same enrollment process VManage is doing with the devices. If any of these checks will go down, the edge devices or any devices, they will not join the fabric. Okay. So in terms of security, I think Cisco SD-WAN, they are much more secure than other. But in terms of flexibility, you will find that VeloCloud is much more flexible because by the end of the day, all the customer, they want that they should be near to cloud. Okay, this discussion will go long. I'll cut off this at this point of time, and we'll discuss that how Cisco SD-WAN will integrate with cloud nowadays. We can integrate Cisco as well to the cloud. We'll discuss this later on in our class. Let's go to the basic. Here you can see that we have the architecture. In this architecture, you'll find that different type of controllers component and the edge device. This is this is big picture, okay? And if you understand this big picture, you will answer one or two question in the interview. So you have something called orchestrator as a vBond. What a vBond will do? It is working as an identity manager. Means he is managing the serial number, chassis ID, whatever who is joining the fabric or leaving the fabric. So this will provide you one layer of security, whoever joining the fabric. You can think as an identity manager. vBond. Okay. Now, this control you can see VSmart. This is the actual brain. Brain means all the policies, all the control data policies you have to create at the level of VSmart, and then VSmart will go push these policies to the edge devices, whoever doing the actual data forwarding. Okay, so vBond is your identity manager. vSmart, these are the vSmart, they are the brain, they have the intelligence. VManage is your management plane. Okay, and one nice thing I like about VManage is this, that you can integrate this with the APIs. Means they have inbuilt APIs. All the devices, they have inbuilt API, but these APIs, whatever we have, we can integrate with some third party management platform. Even I can write some code, okay, in my laptop. So in that case, let me first of all clear this. This is very important. Please pay attention what I am telling. So this entire Cisco SD-WAN platform or other SD-WAN platform, they are API aware. They know that they can understand the API. API we have discussed in our previous session, that with API you can do everything that you can do with the GUI and the CLI. Okay, this is programming interface. Now I can access my vManage from my local laptop. For example, I'm giving one example related to my laptop, my local PC. So my local laptop, I can access vManage. That means that I can access the APIs as well. So in my local laptop, I can go and install Python or Ansible, and then with those scripts, with those programs, I can go and configure the devices. I can go and configure the policies. I can do everything that I can do via the GUI CLI. Okay, so once it is API aware, in programming terms, we are telling sometimes the connectors. Connector means that your management platform, you can connect with some third-party softwares. So do you have connector for IPAM? Do you have connector for ACI? Do you have connector uh, for other gateways, etc., etc.? I'm just giving you example. But here connectors or these interfaces, we are connecting with some sort of server where we have the scripts, where we have the programs we can run, and we can manage our operation inside the SD-WAN fabric. Okay. Any question in this? So this is your identity management. This is your overall management platform, VManage, and this is your brain or intelligence. We'll see later on that what 4 or 5 important things that they are doing. Finally, you have the endpoint devices, that your data plane devices, where actual data is moving. At the moment, I'm not telling you that what type of links they are. They are DTLS or TLS. We will discuss this later on. And what type of this orange color link are? They are actually IPsec tunnel. We have separate discussion on this, so don't worry, I'll explain everything. Here you can see it says IPsec tunnel. Here you can see this is the DTLS or TLS tunnel. Okay, any question here you can ask?
Yeah, I have one question. Here you are talking about the API, right? So there is the one connector here that is going to connect to the external server, right?
Yeah.
And from that server, we need to run the Ansible or Python, and from there, everything is managed towards the edge side.
Yep.
Okay, so what type of the connector is?
The connector means these APIs are nothing but the connectors. In programming terms, we are telling connectors. You can connect something. This
Okay,
is
it is just
the
like as an
application
interface.
program interface. Yeah, interface. The other name for interface are connector.
Okay, So is there any, suppose that this is installed in the anywhere in the clouds, or maybe in the server, means if you're talking about the clouds, maybe it is the big server. So is there any port is dedicated that is going to connect to the external server?
We will check that. Yes, ports are there.
Yeah.
You will see all those things.
Okay.
All right,
Uh,
great.
uh, I have one question. I didn't understand this part, this Python part. So this VManage console we can access, right? I have a laptop and connected to my client network, and VManage is installed in the client network, and I can access, right, with the help of GUI if I have a network
Yes.
connectivity.
Yep.
So what is this extra Python and this connectors are coming in?
So when you are logging to the VManage, what access
Hmm,
you have? You can access GUI, right?
correct,
Okay, and with GUI you can do the operation.
correct.
But inside VManage, you have something called API option as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can go and give certain instruction with the API. With GUI, you can go and open the API document as well. But this API will be fully functioned if you integrate this API with some sort of a script.
Okay,
So you can integrate your API with a script, and with those scripts, you can run the script and it will do whatever we want to do. That's the idea.
okay, okay.
Great. So this is one of the busy slide. This is other busy slide. Um, this we can refer one more time once we complete our training, but let's discuss a little bit about this. SD-WAN feature. SD-WAN can provide you ZTP, zero touch provisioning. You can configure the devices. We are going to see this in our lab as well, that how this ZTP is working. You connect the device and then it will get the configuration, it will join the fabric. That's the overall idea about ZTP. I think then you have encrypted fabric, you have segmentation, you may have multiple topology, you can do service insertion. Good thing about this is that I'm going to cover this in the lab. This I'm going to cover in the lab. This I'm going to cover in the lab. So I have lab for all these features. This is also going to be covered in the lab. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All these 5 features that you're seeing here, we have different lab where I will go and prove it that SD-WAN is supporting zero trust is, and they are supporting zero trust provisioning as well, ZTP. It's a fully encrypted secure fabric. Why? Again, I told you that we will discuss this more and more in the upcoming session, but you have VManage, you have VSmart, and then you have VH devices connected, right? Now, within VH to VH, always remember you have secure IPsec or IPsec tunnel, and then these controllers, they are connected with either DTLS. We are going to discuss about this, why DTLS or TLS. Okay, so overall you will see that your fabric is secure because one layer you have the DTLS or TLS, other data plane layer you have the IPsec tunnels. Okay, so it's a fully encrypted secure fabric. You can go and create n number of segments. I think 256 segments they are telling, but somewhere you'll find that you can create 65,000 segments, which is practically not possible. You can create 256 segments. Still I can see only 4 or 5 segments people are creating, like VPN 10, 20, 30, 40, etc. Only 4 or 5 or 6, not more than that. But yeah, you can go and create different segments. Once you create different segments, so these segments, one segment can work as a hub and a spoke, one can work as a star, one can work as a mesh. Now this is a big concept, really big. Even no one will ask you this in interview because no one is doing, so far I have seen that no one has, no one is doing proper implementation because they don't want to secure the entire fabric. I don't know, maybe laziness or something, but I haven't seen much segment inside any enterprise network so far. Maybe lack of knowledge, I don't know. You can create segments, and those segments can work as per our data policy or control policy. What does it mean? Again, I'll give you an example here if I have one slide. See, you can create segments, right? Come on, if I have one blank slide. So you can create segment. See, you can create segments. So you have VPN 10, you have VPN 20, you have VPN 30, right? Now, you have your edge devices, and these segments are there for edge devices. So you have your edge devices, CES or VS, whatever. Now, one edge may be in DC. This is one of the branch, a branch 1, branch 2, branch 3. Okay. Now, what you can do now, you have the segment. That is one of the feature of SD-WAN. The second feature is that you can create multi-topology. So what does it mean by multi-topology? Multi-topology means that here all the branches. So I'll use different color code. You'll understand that. So for VPN 10, I'm using this color, purple. For VPN 20, I'm using green. And for VPN 30, I'm using this yellow color. So you'll understand. Okay, starting with VPN 30. So you have segment, you have VPN 10, you have VPN 20, you have VPN 30. VPN are nothing but VRF, VRF, virtual routing forwarding. And we know this term, from last 5, 6, 10 years that VRFs are there, virtual routing forwarding. Okay, now coming back to this important point, what you can do, that you can go and create this type of topology. So traffic can go anywhere to anywhere, like here, whatever, multipathing, everything with VPN 10. VPN 20, the green color, let me take the green color. You can create this direction. Only branch 1 can communicate to branch 3. Okay. And then with VPN 30, you can go and create only DC can talk to branch 1 and branch 3. See, this much of control you have if you do proper VPN configuration and if you do the segmentation properly. Maybe at this point of time, this is a little bit difficult to understand, but we have lab. You will understand in the lab that same router, some of the traffic is going via DC to some other place. Same router with different VPN, traffic is directly going to other branch. Okay, because you have different VPN, and for those VPN, you have different type of data policy or control policy. Okay.
What is this technology you told? Tell me one more thing. Technology name? Multipathing.
Multi topology. Multipathing means you can reach to the destination with multiple paths. So that's a multipath. But actually, this SD-WAN solution, they are supporting multi topology. That's the point. Multi topology. Segment-based networking is nothing but multi topology. Same router some traffic can work as a hub and a spoke, same can work as a full mesh, etc. Again, it depends upon design as well, what type of design we have. Okay, and then service insertion, that you want that your traffic will go towards the firewall or any other security device first, and then it will go to destination. So that's nothing but the service insertion. Okay, so these are the top features that we have. Apart from that, we know that why we need SD-WAN or SDN solution, because we want application visibility. So in SD-WAN, yes, we can do application aware routing, right? Any other routing we can do? What other routing we can do? One is application aware routing. Obviously, we can do normal routing as well. Apart from that, New SD-WAN solution. When Cisco has acquired SD-WAN, then they have added some firewall aware routing as well, something like that. You will see this as well in the upcoming section. When we'll go inside SD-WAN and security, means firewall, they are also aware about the applications, something like firewall application aware routing. One is normal application aware routing. Means firewall, you know that inside ISR router, and this is again, I'm going beyond the topic, but you know that the CS devices, right? ISR routers can work as a CS, okay? And these ISR routers, they have very good hardware. You can create some sort of container inside these ISR router, and then you can install the firewall program inside that container. Okay, so this ISR router, not only it is application aware, but it is also application firewall aware, application plus firewall aware. Both things it can do. We'll see that later on. Then you have obviously the network and QoS. You can do some path control, some active link, active passive link, etc. And these things I'm going to cover in the lab. Finally, you have the management plane. From VManage, you have the monitoring and visibility. You can integrate with vAnalytics where it will provide some more visibility. Then orchestration from the vBond, automation from VManage and the third-party servers with the with the APIs and all. So you can do automation, orchestration, and with VManage, it will help you on day-end operations as well. Great. We are going to take break in next 5 minutes. Okay. Before going to break, I have only 2 slides. So I'm going to cover this slide, and then we are going to take break. Before going to break, if you have any question, you can ask. All right. You can see now this particular topology, this particular diagram. In this diagram, you'll find that it is telling that we manage our controller, we can do any deployment as this on-prem cloud multi-tenant. It will support any service, it will support any transport, it will support any location. That's the goal of SDN, that it will provide you flexibility that you can deploy these what you can say, these software, right? They're software defined networking. So if you have any compute, either this compute is on-prem or this compute is in cloud, you can go and install it on-prem or over the cloud. It's like anywhere deployment, right? Now, they are not very much supporting multi-tenancy. We can discuss this more on the upcoming session, but they are supporting multiple VPN. Multi-VPN support they have. Actually, Cisco SD-WAN solution is not that much multi-tenant support. Maybe VeloCloud, they are multi-tenant support. Anyone knows what is multi-tenancy?
Yes. The multi-tenancy means where the ISP is providing the means where the ISP is going to connect to the multiple customer from the one side. Means if there is the one VCO, if you are talking about the VeloCloud, so from there VeloCloud orchestrator you can connect with the multiple clients.
Okay. What is meaning of tenant?
It's a multi-vendor technology.
Multi-vendor technology. Okay. In general term, what does mean by tenant?
Is it like customer or client?
Related to network.
Oh, okay.
Uh,
Means
Miss,
from one ISP, they will provide the services to the multiple customer.
100% right. Um, you're right here, no doubt about that. Tenant, you know, with the evolution of this SDN, software defined network, we have evolution of this tenant as well. If you have you seen ACI fabric, ACI configuration, you'll find that in ACI we are creating tenants, you know, tenants for different customers we can create. So tenants are nothing but this is equal to logical network. Let me go here, and if I have one slide, you'll understand this is very important term. People may ask you about this. People may ask you, okay, you're telling about fabric, what is fabric? Tell me what is tenant. So tenant, let's understand about this and then we'll take the break. So what is happening and how the businesses they are running. So business, they know that they have the hardware, they have the router, they have the switch, they have the firewall, they have different type of load balancers, firewall, some wireless access points, some other devices, right? These are nothing but the hardware. Now these hardware, so all these networking components, if they go and serve one company, suppose one company name is A, so that means these all hardware, they are the hardware, right? Now these hardware they are supporting, or they are providing solution, or they are providing networking services to one company called A, right? But this hardware, if they go and support company B and company C and company D as well, then only you can tell that okay, these hardwares they are using all their potential, right? Now what is happening, that you can go and these are the hardware, and you can go and create the logical type of network. So logical network underlying same hardware means you are abstracting the hardware, whatever capabilities they have. Suppose 10% of the capability of the aggregate solution that we have with this hardware is used by customer A, and 10 here and maybe 15 here and maybe 30 here. Overall, you are using 60-70% of the hardware capability, right? But if you somehow create the logical networking serving different customers, those logical network are nothing but the tenant. In SD-WAN, okay, I'll break here. You understood this concept? Same thing cloud is doing, right? What cloud is doing? They have same fixed hardware, and then they are sharing the resource with different customers, right? Same thing is happening in tenant. And I told you that someone has asked me one question about SDN, software defined network. I told you what type of answer you want. Is my version or the book is whatever. Although I failed that interview, but my answer was not wrong. I told them clearly that, see, any SDN solution, even in the previous class also I told you, any SDN solution, they are reaching towards cloud type of solution. Okay, if you think this little bit deep, you'll find yes. Here you have maybe 10 or 20 services. Cloud may offer you 500 services because they have big hardware resourcing pool where they are where they are sharing the resources among thousands of hundreds, lakhs of customers as per their need. So suppose if I'm using AWS or cloud, GCP console, that is I am one tenant for cloud. Okay, if you use your Gmail, if you create free account to Google or AWS, you're one tenant, you're one customer, You are using one logical network. Same dashboard I can see, Jitender can see, Amit can see, anyone can see, but they will find some sort of hash number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is, they have divided the same console, whatever programmings, whatever abstractions you have, same console he can see, he can see, he can see, he can see, but it is divided logically. I hope you understand what is tenant. Now, once you understand this tenant, what is multi-tenant? I'll come back. Let me clean this stuff. Now, you have your VManage, right? You have your vSmart. You have your VS devices. Somehow, these resources, if you divide in multiple customers, then they will support multi-tenancy. And that's true. If A has a company, B and C has company D, E, and again this has company D1 and E1. So multi-tenancy means that the D belongs to B and B belongs to A. It's like hierarchy. It's like DNS type of hierarchy. D1 belongs to C and C belongs to A. By the end of the everything is inside A. Okay, so it's like you have one hardware, you're dividing into logical network. Logical network is nothing but tenancy. Or if you have multiple tenants, that means multi-tenancy. Anything you want to ask here? You can ask.
So how the traffic will be segregated means here we are using the concept of this VPN or VRF.
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 Yep.
Virtual routing forwarding, right?
Yeah.
That is the terms of the MPLS.
Yes.
Okay.
Labeling is like labeling of packets. Inside packet you have some sort of labeling.
Yeah,
That's
it
the
will
word.
segregate the traffic. Understood.
In case,
Good. Sorry, good.
go ahead.
Left side, can you please explain one more time with the example? Like you have a vSmart, right?
Yep.
You have a vSmart hardware in the cloud or something like. I'm considering as E. Okay. Can you explain with one vSmart controller with this left side diagram? I'm just trying to match or correlate.
Okay. VSmart with what?
The multi-tenancy, like whatever you drawn, like left side.
Okay. So again, we have separate topic related to multi-tenancy in SD-WAN. At the moment, in general, I am telling you that if you have these resources and these resources belong to one customer and same resource belonging to other customer as well, and these customers, they are not talking to each other, they are separate customers, then this is multi-tenant.
But how the same resource can belong to different customers?
It's very easy. You have your router, you are creating VRF1, VRF2, VRF3, right?
Okay, logical separation. Oh,
Yeah. Okay, so now we have to take break, and let me pause the recording. I'm going to take thank you. I'm going to show you a very important thing for your interview preparation, because once you go for interview, they will ask you anything. So you should be ready about all those networking technology and terms, how things are working. I have my website. So website is giganetworkers.in. If you go to that website, suppose you're looking for a quick reference guide related to MPLS. So you can go to this section MPLS. Oops, let me scroll down. So you can go to MPLS and you will understand MPLS 100%. This is very easy to understand and easy to configure over GNS type of topology. So what is label switching, how the label switches is switching working, what is safe, different commands related to MPLS, what is LDP, etc., and the logs and the lab. You will understand all those terminology. Good thing about this particular blog, you'll find that I have given some questions on the top. So what is PHP? So relation between RIP, FIB, lib, CEF, MPLS, IPv4 forwarding, and then you'll find answers for those 4 questions. Explained here that how these tables are operational working. Then the CLI commands to check all those different type of tables. Then again, you have these 4 questions, LDP router ID, etc. So this is about MPLS complete doc. Then suppose if you are looking for BGP cheat sheet is there, EIGRP cheat sheet is there. You can go and have a look. In interview, they will ask you that, different type of states in BGP. What is the path selection inside BGP? Little bit lab is also there in this. I think path selection labs may be there. So you can go and you have all those notes, everything in one place. So you can refer these documents. Now coming back to SD-WAN, I think there is one cheat sheet I copied from some blog. I don't know which blog. This cheat sheet is SD-WAN cheat sheet, and I should mention that from where I have copied this in the bottom. Maybe not coming on top of my mind, but yeah, you can see that we have 2 different type of edge device, V-edge and C-edge. So in V-edge, you can check the interface like this, and C-edge. So this is actually V-edge versus C-edge. Same CLI command, how we can see inside V-edge, how you can see inside C-edge. Okay, V-edge is Viptela devices, C-edge is Cisco ISR routers, ASR routers. IPsec, how you can see in VH, CH, VH versus CH. Okay, but there are a lot, there are a lot. You can see that secure network, you have cyber security videos, document, Cisco ICE. In CCNP, everything is there. Encore DC, ACI, DC core, enterprise automation. There's so many things are there. You can go and have a look. There are lot of important videos, document. There are so many things in this particular site. Initially, it was AdSense, AdSense monetized, but I removed that because whenever anyone was logging, they're getting ads and all that I don't want. So I have removed that AdSense in this site. You can go and you can utilize. I'll show you one last thing. If you go to CCNP, if you click Encore, so you'll find that I have embedded the videos as well. So you scroll a little down, you'll find, first of all, the documents are there related to CCNP. All docs are there. You can expand, so it will enlarge. And then I'll find the video. In-core video, exactly more than 21, 22-hour videos are there. We play from here, obviously behind the scene, it is embedded in YouTube. So YouTube video will come. Directly also you can go and check my channel. From there also you can watch these videos, and from here also you can watch these videos. Okay, so this particular blog site, this particular website is for all these subscribers, students, whoever preparing for interview. They want most of the document in one place. You'll find here. Okay, so that is one thing. Now I'm going to give you one assignment, and let me go and open that assignment. Yep. Day 2. So we are in day number 2, and you have asked me about home lab. Actually, again, I have created one video. It's a big video. Create home lab. This is the link, and if you go and watch this video, I have shown in the laptop. I have 64 GB laptop from where I'm taking the class. So to run the VManage itself, you need at least 32 GB RAM. So that's why creating the home lab is a little bit difficult. If you have some space in cloud somewhere, you can run your instances, images. Okay, so your task for this weekdays that you please go and watch this video at least once. Later on, I'll go and cover this in our class as well. Okay, this link I will share with you. This is also there in YouTube. I will share in the WhatsApp group. Okay, any question so far?
No, sir.
Right, so before moving further, we have few slides left that I will cover later on, because I just wanted to log into VManage and I want to show you some of the things inside VManage. Okay, how many slides are left? Okay, only 3-4 slides. These are again very important slides, and next section I'll start from here, because you should know that which particular hardware we have supporting SD-WAN. We have V edge and we have C edge, and there is difference in between that operating system, and you should know this thing. Maybe they can ask you inside interview that, okay, V edge, what type of operating system they are running, and then C edge, what type of operating system they are running. Now C edge means that Cisco devices. So here you can see that C edge ISR 1000, 4000, and the ASR devices. Now these devices, they are running iOS XE, right? You know that these devices, they have image iOS XE, but Cisco has their own devices. Cisco has their ISR 11004G and 6G. They are actually running the Viptela images. They are Cisco hardware, but they are running Viptela operating system. Whatever you have in VH devices, those images you will see here in this. That's the difference. And now Cisco has introduced Catalyst 8000, actually router switch, whatever you can tell, but those are purely dedicated to SD-WAN. That data sheet also you can refer. Okay.
So, Ratnesh, here in ISR and ASR series router, that is the CH devices,
Yeah.
it is running the iOS XE
iOS
or
XE, iOS XE only.
iOS XE only, but you said that the Viptela, so that's why I'm confused here.
Yeah, they are running iOS XE, and you can think that they have SD-WAN flavor in it. So iOS XE turned into SD-WAN.
Correct, correct.
But these are actually, so you know that Cisco SD-WAN came with this Viptela devices. These
Correct.
Viptela devices are purely SD-WAN software. They are running inside them. Likewise, Cisco has created their ISR devices, these ISR. They are ISR devices, but they are running Viptela image in this. Okay, you can see
Okay.
V-Edge, you can see clearly here, V-Edge next generation platform. They are V-Edge next generation. So now the V-Edge get stopped. Whatever V-Edges are there, Cisco will still support. But when they acquire that company, then they have created next gen V-Edge. And these two platforms are next generation V-Edge devices.
Okay, so in this ISR 1K devices, it is running the Biptela image.
Yes, yeah. And just now I have shown you that there are differences in the command. So
Yes,
if you
yes,
go ahead,
there is the keywords. I saw it that the SD-WAN is the keywords, mean the CS and the VS.
yeah. So you can see here that these are actually very fast, natural. But here you have somehow you have to use the SD-WAN in
SD-WAN,
between.
yes, yes, correct.
All right.
And this is also a good question in the interview.
100%. If someone
Yeah,
hasn't worked on SD-WAN, he don't know this thing. Like,
most
images.
of the interviewer is also asking that what is the keywords difference between the CS and the VS devices. So the SD-WAN is the keywords.
Yeah, that is really, yeah, if someone knows, then only he can answer, right? And
Yeah.
then before we reach to this point, then I'll cover one more point here, that the VH devices and CS devices, they are coming with something called secure boot images. Now, what is secure boot images? You'll find it. Two concepts are there. One is TPM, and one is TAM. TPM is Trusted Platform Module, and then TAM is Trusted Anchor Module. Almost both are same, but what they are doing, um, they are some sort of security measures. If someone will take your hardware and they can manipulate your hardware operating system, right? And then again, they can plug to the network, and we don't know that how the software get compromised and all. So how these software are booting, there are concept in between. In ISR, I think in ISR we have TPM, I think, or maybe TAM. Let me quickly see here if I have given anywhere. Just give me a second. So you can check that maybe TPM, Trusted Platform Module, is there um, in CH or VH. Concept wise, both are same, TAM and TPM. One place VH they are using either TPM chip, or CS they are using TAM chip. Inside that, what they are doing, they are providing some sort of crypto service, so someone will not counterfeit some sort of operating system. This is to secure the operating system. In between the image itself, either we have TPM chip or TAM chip. One is
So
using
you need to order extra separately or
it is
for this
inbuilt.
feature?
Yeah, it is
Inbuilt, huh?
inbuilt. Yeah, inbuilt. Yeah. I think TPM is used inside VH and TAM is used inside the CH. But you please confirm it. I'll give you question. You can just do the Google. You learn more about TPM and TAM. This can be good question for interview, but I don't think so anyone knows this much hardware detail. If you go to Cisco and such type of company, they can ask you difference between TPM and TAM.
So this is used for the secure booting, right?
Yeah, secure booting. Yes. Yeah.
So what does this mean, secure booting?
Secure booting means that you can see in the bottom here. So some sort of crypto services are there. So if someone will steal your hardware, someone has taken your hardware and they can manipulate the operating system and they can plug in it again. So how the VBond they are working, they will check the serial number chassis ID. Serial number chassis ID will be the same. They will be part of the SD-WAN network, right? But this is not the case here, because the image itself is secure. If someone will try to manipulate with the operating system with some programming coding, obviously, so it will not allow because of this crypto services. Technically, it is some sort of anchor in between the images, some sort of security layer program, obviously some program in between the hardware.
So it's only for up to the booting it provides security, or after booting also some kind of
Af-
security it provides?
After booting also they are providing security, because you will find that they have keys stored inside them. They have trusted keys inside this TPM or TAM chip. So after booting also, counterfeit is not possible due to this security. I will explain this more on next class. I have dedicated slide for that. Let me see if I have here. Yeah, let me see. So they have what? Just a second. Yeah, TPM. So TPM chips are there inside VS devices, and TAM is there in CH. The TPM chip for anti-counterfeit and secure authentication. What these TPMs are doing, if I have again slide here, I'll explain you this thing that whenever they are doing the authentication, line number 4, you can see certificate are loaded into TPM light chip. You can see this is hardware, programmable hardware. Inside that, the security keys are stored. But again, this is for next class. I'll not discuss more here. I'll cover this in the upcoming section. Okay, so don't worry. From your side, you please learn a little bit about TAM and TPM. That's your assignment. Okay, great. So two things I have given you. One is to check the TPM TAM. Other one is to check the video for the home lab.
You go back to that model you are showing, right? The other slide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go to the next slide. Another model page was there. So this top one, like only the ISR 1K they have done like that, or ASR also they migrated. Any
Only
idea?
ISR. Only ISR. They haven't migrated ASR because you can see that ASR can give you up to 200 Gbps of throughput. So Cisco haven't played with ASRs because again you are going to use this ASR in the high available model or deployment model. You'll not use ASR anywhere. This maybe work as your critical appliance somewhere. So manipulation Cisco has done so far only in these places. Plus you can see that let me show you that new hardware is there, that is Catalyst SD-WAN Catalyst 8000. This data sheet also you can check. And Cisco Catalyst 8000 BH platform. This is the hardware, and they are using this SASE here, Secure Access Service Edge. This is also good. Again, SASE is a term given by Gartner, and we can discuss more about this SASE. One of the company which is trending in SASE is NetSpoke. Okay, so again, I will cover this also. I'll try to cover this hardware as well. This is new hardware. Hardly you will find anyone is using this hardware, but you will find in future, maybe coming 1 year or 2 year, people will start using this hardware. This is especially designed for SD-WAN, Cisco SD-WAN. Okay.
So basically for the WAN side.
WAN side, yeah. WAN side, yes. Means they have some new type of features, some native SD-WAN images there, because in ISR, ISR is not native SD-WAN image. Somehow it is manipulated to do SD-WAN thing. They have the native image, ISR 1100 and the VH devices. But because VH devices, Cisco is not continuing with them. Cisco is putting all those code inside their hardware. And in the same line, Cisco has created this 8000 switch going to work for your SD-WAN. Okay, good discussion. Today we have done a lot of discussion. Let me quickly go and log into the VManage. Still we have 10-minute time, so we'll utilize that time. Uh, Pause the recording. So I logged in inside this VManage and we'll go inside that dashboard. Initially, it was simply you log in and it will open. It will ask you username and password. Now it is first it will ask you username and then you have to give the password. Little bit slow. Behind the scene screen is very much like DNA. Logging in, maybe the password is not correct. Let me try one more time. Okay, got lucky. So banner. Do we have any banner coming? Welcome to SD-WAN. See, new dashboard. The dashboard that I shared with you, what was that? What was that version?
3.3.3.
20.3.3. You
Yes,
can see
yes.
this is 20.8.1.
Yeah, yesterday it was 3.
This is different lab.
Oh, this is different.
Yeah, this is different. Yeah.
But
You
you
can
are using the same credential, right?
yeah. So no problem. But
Which laptop, sir?
this is 20.8 and the lab that I shared with you that is 20.3. But do not worry, features are same. What you can see here in the back, the dashboard that you're seeing, this dashboard is very much similar like DNA. If you log into DNA, you'll find such type of a screen and all, background and all. Okay. Now here you have the menu. You can go and click, and you can see that monitor. Now it is very much organized. So monitor, overview, device, tunnel, security, VPN log, multi-cloud, geography. See, SDAVC, cloud connectors, connector. I told you connector. Connector are nothing but interfaces. If you want to have application visibility control, you can go and connect. Moodley is there. Okay. Then you can go and check the configuration. Configuration part, you can see that you have all these new features as well. Multi-cloud support, infra as a service, software as a service, co-location, you can see the tools. So we are going to hit all these options that you have: network path inside, on-demand troubleshooting, tax management. These are really new features you'll find in this image. Maybe in 23.3, you will not see all these tabs. Maintenance, how you're maintaining, upgrading the images. Administration tab, we are going to use this tab in the upcoming session. We are going to go inside the settings. We'll do some manipulation inside the setting. Then be analytic, that how you can go and integrate with cloud monitoring. Means this is one of the monitoring dashboard, right? But there is some limitation with this. It will not give you data more than, I think, 14 days. If you want some historical data, then you can go and integrate with vAnalytics. We'll get some more historical data. Then there are some workflow. Workflow is nothing but complete automation thing. Workflow means you want to do something and then you have the steps coded in terms of scripting. So then you have the workflow. This dashboard is new, inspired from DNA. DNA dashboards are lightweight and very much like this. Okay, you will understand one by one all these things. Once we'll go and start working on lab and all, you will find, you will understand these things. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a one question here.
Yep.
Suppose that if any customer is using the high bandwidth
Mhm.
and they are getting the packet drops or latency in their network, and they are complaining to us to fix the issue. So in the VManage, where I can go and check it, that part means that the customer is using the high bandwidth, means whatever the CIR is
Yep.
assigned for the customer, and a part of that they are using much more bandwidth.
I'll show you that.
So first we have to go to the monitor and then device, right?
Yep. So you can see, for example, I'll go and take the example for this branch CH1,
Mhm.
assuming the C is having some issue. Once once you are inside the C edge, then this is the dashboard. See, this is the dashboard for your SD-WAN. If I go back to the
Correct.
VManage, this is aggregate, like summary of everything. You can see the health, you can see the BFTs, you can see the top talkers, you can see the application visibility and other integrations, etc. Now, if you want to check the individual device dashboard, multiple ways you can go and reach there. One of the ways, go to monitor, go to devices. Now you can go and select the device. So I'll go and select branch 1 CH1. Once we are inside the branch 1 CH1, then you can see that you have interfaces. And there are so many things, not only interface, but if I scroll a little bit down, you'll see that you have the troubleshooting option as well in the bottom. You have
Mhm.
troubleshooting option, you have real time. See how many things Cisco has added. Cisco has added umbrella DNS redirect. This was not there in the older older VManage dashboard. Some of the security tabs Cisco has added. Cisco has added some tunnel configuration, active and dynamic tunnel. Cisco has added app QoE. These these are not there. TCP optimization was there, but app QoE, TCP optimization, and DRE was not there in the previous dashboard. So Cisco is also improving their SD-WAN. Now, once you are here, then I will show you that how you can go and filter from here. You can go and filter from here as well. You can see on the top, you have real time, you have 1 hour, 2 hour, etc. 7 days. See 7 days, up to 7 days you can do troubleshooting inside the vManage. And custom is also there. But if you want much historical data, you have to go inside the vAnalytic and check from there.
So this real-time data will show the current utilization, right?
Current, yeah.
Okay, okay.
I'll show in the upcoming section when we'll come and check the uh, device specific configuration and the load shifting. So we have lab that if there is much more uh, packet drops or there is much more congestion in the MPLS, so it will redirect to internet, vice versa. So app aware routing lab is there. We'll check how they are doing the shifting from load from one circuit to other circuit.
What is this app QE?
Quality of experience, something like that.
Or
We'll see.
the kind of QS kind of thing or different?
It's an index from 0 to 10. So 8, 9, 10 is good, like that. So index is there.
Okay.
Uh, Pause it.